my friends. Welcome. Now, if you picked this video, maybe you are feeling a little extra stressed, or maybe it's maintenance and you were just drawn into the idea of stretching to calm the nervous system. If you have done stretches with me before, you've probably heard me talk about that before, how yes, stretching really can help to calm the nervous system. Of course, along with other things, it can just be a really useful tool to kind of help us to just give a little bit of attention to our nervous system and just kind of help to reframe, maybe calm it a little bit. If we're feeling a bit frayed, it can be a really useful tool. So in this video, we are going to focus on specific stretches that I have curated for us that can be helpful for the nervous system. But I think a lot of times it's the simple or not so simple act of just carving out that time for yourself. And when we're stretching, we're usually breathing deeply. And so that is a huge part of it. So make sure, as always, I always say that, and I'll cue us as we go along, but make sure that you're really incorporating that deep breath. Find a little spot where you can move. Make sure you're wearing clothes that are super comfy. You don't have to think about, take all of that excess complication away and just focus on your deep breathing. Listen to my voice as I guide you through this movement. And we're just going to take a few moments and just focus on you, focus on a little bit of self-care and calming the nervous system. All right, friends, we're going to start by coming to a comfortable seat on the floor. I'll be in cross-legged, but you decide what feels good for you. As with all of our movement, you are in control here. I'm just going to start by really focusing on deepening the breath and starting to set up nice, strong posture. So imagining this strong straight line through the spine. I might pull my belly button in as I really picture this straight line from the top of my head down to my tailbone. And then I'm going to deepen my breath. So big breath in and a nice slow exhale. You might find it helpful now to start to roll the shoulders back and down, especially as we start to straighten out or strengthen, lift up our posture a little bit more. So I'm just loosening up the shoulders, maybe on an inhale, bring them up and back, and then exhale, bring them down. Getting some nice movement here. And then I might even pull my elbows back a little bit. So hands are resting on the tops of my knees as I really focus on that strong posture. And now continuing to breathe deeper. You can close your eyes here if you like. You might take a really big belly breath in and then exhale through the mouth. Play with that and see how that feels. And just focus on maintaining that strong posture, which I know the longer we stay here, the trickier that gets, but try to maintain that as you breathe deeply. The most important thing here is that deep breathing. So practice that big belly inhale, filling your belly with air, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. Keep going, nice and easy, nice and slow. We're not going to rush through any of these movements, so we're going to linger a little bit and we're going to really let ourselves focus on that breathing. Good. Now you might incorporate some gentle neck movements. I'm going to rock my head side to side, ear towards shoulder, back and forth. We'll look towards one shoulder and then the other. So just whatever gentle neck movement here feels good. I think it's very important for us to spend a couple of moments, especially at the start of our stretches, focusing on loosening up the neck and traps because we hold so much tension there. You can drop your chin to your chest and maybe rock your head back and forth in a little half circle here. Loosen up the neck. And then the same thing as you gently look up. Careful not to crunch the back of your neck. As we remember, that's a continuation of the spine, so we want to be nice and gentle with it. And then you can rock your head back and forth in half circles. And then let those go into full circles. I always say it's helpful for me to imagine drawing a circle with my nose to keep that neck movement controlled, especially if you have any extra tightness or any issues in your neck. And then go ahead and reverse your circle. We're still breathing deeply here. That's going to be the major theme of this little session together. I know it's always the theme, but extra today. And then we're going to go ahead and move into a side body stretch. So bringing right arm up and over, nice and easy, stretching out the right side body. And then we'll switch over to the left side. The left arm comes up and over. Good, and then we'll repeat on the other side. This time you might add in a little more of a twist. So you might reach that right hand over your left knee and then open back up and then reach again. So like we're opening and closing a book here. And then we'll repeat on the left side. So left arm comes up and over. Maybe we reach across right knee and then open back up in the chest and shoulder and then reach again. Good, and then nice and easy, you can bring that back down. Now we're going to move into a little easy twist. So right hand comes to left knee, inhale to sit up tall, exhale, look towards your left shoulder. You might relax the jaw here. You might lean your head over towards the left a little bit, getting a bigger stretch in the right side of the neck. And then when you're ready, release and take it to the other side. These little twists, a little goes a long way here, so focus on that deep breath and not so much how far into the twist you can get, but just enjoy however small that movement is. And then you can go ahead and release. Now I'm going to bring my hands to my knees and round through the spine as I lean back, chin to chest, rocking back on my tailbone a little bit. Take a cycle of breath here, and then we'll reverse that, leaning forward, pulling elbows back, shoulders back, looking up, and then exhale, round through the spine. So we're going to go back and forth here and go at your own pace. I'm spending a little more time in the leaning back, like a full cycle of breath, and then I'll come forward, open in the chest for an inhale. But you do whichever feels best for you. Really focus on the movement in your spine. Try to picture that flexion and extension as we kind of ride a wave here through the spine. We're going to do that a few times in today's session. We're going to let this move into circles. So we've done this move probably before together if you've attended any of my classes. We're going to move from center, rocking through the circle. So as you come around back, you're rounding through the spine, and then as you come forward, you're opening in the chest. Try to move like you're moving underwater here, nice and slow. You can go ahead and reverse your circle. And still bringing that nice deep breath. And then we'll just come back to a nice tall seat, rolling the shoulders back and down again, pulling the elbows back, and just see how you feel now in the spine. Take a big breath in and out. Big inhale. Your exhale, let that out through the mouth to drop your shoulders down. Awesome. We're going to transition onto all fours now, so take your time getting there. And then we're going to go ahead and start with a little spinal flexion again. So dropping your belly, looking forward, tailbone comes up. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Now give this movement everything you've got here. I want you to really, really, really press into your palms as you round through the chest. Excuse me, the spine. Or the chest. We're catching a wave here, right? So I want you to really focus on that movement and then add some creativity if you feel up to it. So you can see if you peek at the video, I'm going to rock back on my heels a little bit, rock forward, And then maybe bump the hips left to right as I come through that spinal wave. Catch a wave here. Keep breathing deeply. If it doesn't feel too overwhelming, you can try to match your movement with your breath. Maybe inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round through the spine. But don't worry about that if that doesn't happen. Just keep moving. Work through movement that feels amazing for you today. Really try to exaggerate this flexion and extension and keep breathing as deep as you can. If you haven't yet, go ahead and come on to the tops of your feet if your toes were curled under. And we're just going to rock our hips through gentle circles here. So literally just moving your hips through a circle one way and then the other. We're going to do some more hip movement later on, so that we're just going to warm the hips up a little bit here from tabletop. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the knees together and sit back on the heels. So we're going to come into this really ideal posture for the nervous system, for calming the nervous system. The first option is to bend at the elbows, bring your hands under your forehead like a pillow. This might be the more comfortable option. Or you can bring your forearms parallel like two train tracks. Or you can go ahead and swipe like you're swiping a paintbrush down a wall, your hands down, and then flip them palm face up. So they're going to end up by your feet. You can peek at me if you need to. We're in this little kind of cocoon. Forehead on the floor. If this is not comfortable for you, you can definitely choose one of the first two options or an alternative that feels good. But we're just going to take a few deep breaths here. Our belly has a little bit of compression, so this can also be great if we're having any digestive or belly issues right now. Keep breathing deeply. Great job. We're going to linger for one more big breath in. Exhale, plant your palms and slowly make your way back up to your tabletop. Amazing job. Now 2 big toes will touch, knees will come as wide as the mat. We're going to bring our hands forward and we're going to drop our hips down and then back. So think spinal flexion, think wave, think those circles we did earlier. Everything kind of meets here as we rock back and forth. So sitting back on your heels, rocking forward, moving through a little circle with the hips, with the shoulders, with the spine. Take some creative liberties here. There's no right or wrong way, as long as it feels good for you and as long as you're breathing deeply. We're getting some awesome movement for the hips, awesome movement for the back and the shoulders. Maybe you reverse your circle. And then eventually we're going to sit back on the heels, reach the hands forward. You can make a little tent with your palms looking forward and then let yourself relax on an exhale. Make any adjustments you need to. If this doesn't feel great for your hips, you can bring these together. If it's too much of a shoulder stretch, you can go ahead and bend at the elbows, bring your hands under your forehead. Try to sit back a little more on your heels. That might call for us bringing our hands a little closer to us. You can rock left to right here, breathing deeply. Again, this is one of my absolute favorite moves for calming the nervous system. It's a beautiful stretch, but it's also just a beautiful moment to calm everything down and just listen to your breath. So I'll be quiet. You take some generous breaths in and out. Okay, when you're ready, we're gonna slowly make our way back up, nice and easy, just to transition down onto our backs. So take your time getting there. If you want, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, whatever to make yourself comfy. We're gonna hug knees up towards chest, rocking back and forth on the lower back a little bit here. If you want, if it feels good, you can bring nose towards knee, maybe hold on to the bottoms of your feet if that is in your stretch vocabulary and your range of motion. And then we're going to bring our knees, let them fall to the left. You're going to bend the right elbow up at a right angle. I know you can't see me on camera right now, but like half a football goalpost, and let your head rock over to the right side. So we're in this beautiful supine twist. Take a few cycles of breath, nice and slow, in and out. Close your eyes if you like. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring everything back through center. And we're going to bring it over to the other side. Knees fall to the right. Left arm bent at the elbow. Turn your face over to the left onto your left ear. Close your eyes if you like. And we're going to take a few nice deep breaths together. Good, then bring everything to center. This next move, have fun with it. I find it to be fun. You're gonna drop your feet to the floor if you don't have neighbors below you. Lift your knees up, scoop your lower back down to the floor, drop your feet. We're gonna do it one more time. So as much force as you like, drop your feet onto the floor. Awesome job. Now we're gonna go ahead and hug the knees up again. Hands on your knees, you're going to guide them through circles. So open, down, together, back towards your chest. Peek at me if you need to. Very simple circles for the hips here. Really great for mobility in the hips, but talking about the nervous system today, we store so much in our hips. Go ahead and reverse your circles. Just like we store a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders, our back, we store a lot of emotion in the hips. So this is nice to tend to when we're talking about the nervous system. And now we're just going to let our knees fall open, hands still on them. You can rock left to right if that feels good. Our back is pressed into the floor, so we're kind of letting our spine neutralize a little bit, especially after all those twists that we did. And then you're going to reach through, hold on to the outer edges of your feet. First step is you can just pull your feet towards you. We're eventually going to go into happy baby here. So if that is in your range of motion, wonderful. You can bring your feet flat up towards the ceiling. Maybe rock back and forth, pulling your feet towards you with a big opening in the hips. But if that does not feel good, if that's not possible for you today, you can keep your feet lower. Or maybe you just stay in that first open hip posture that we did after the circles, whatever feels best. And again, breathe deeply. We're almost at the end of this little session, so let's make the most of our last few deep breaths in this session together. Hug your knees up to your chest. You can circle the ankles and then big breath in as you come into a full body stretch, reaching arms up above, reaching feet out. And exhale, relax everything down. We're going to go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. Nice and easy. Let the knees fall open. Lower back is just doing its thing. So if that is coming off the floor a little bit, that is a-okay. You can rock your head left to right if that feels good. Close your eyes if you like. And you can bring your hands to your belly, your low belly or upper belly, because you're going to really let yourself feel that full belly breath. So big inhale, your belly fills up, your hands lift up. Exhale through the mouth. Good. We're going to do that a few more times. Big, big, big belly breath, and then let it out through the mouth. See if you can take the biggest breath that you have taken yet today. Pause on that inhale and then let it out super slowly through the mouth. Awesome job. In these last few moments, you can let your breath return to normal as we go about the rest of our day. Maybe you take a little less movement. Maybe you windshield wiper the knees left to right before you get up. Be nice and gentle with yourself as you come back up to a seat. Thank you so much for moving with me today. Thank you so much for joining me for this video and for trusting me with your time. I hope that you enjoyed these stretches, and at the very least were able to just take a little bit of time for yourself and some deep breathing. Revisit these when you feel like you need a little extra self-care or just a little tending to the nervous system to help you to kind of calm it a little bit and just sort of do a little maintenance, take care of it, take care of yourself. Save this video and let me know what you think, how you found it. If you have any requests for the future, take good care. I'll see you guys next time.